And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
Well, I got an incredible call this past week. A mom called me up, and she said, I have fantastic news for you. I said, tell me about it. She goes, my daughter ordered pizza. I said, what? Yeah, my daughter ordered pizza. I said, tell me about it. She said, well, my daughter always struggled with her confidence and struggled with actually even ordering food. We'd go out to eat, and I always had to order her meals for her at the restaurants. And she went through the Dale Carnegie course, and after the course, she orders all of her own stuff now. And the other night, we were talking, and I said, hey, what about pizza? Would you like me to order it? And she said, no, Mom, I got it. I'll call up. I'll order the pizza. And she said, you will? And she said, just blew her away that her daughter had that confidence, enough confidence to take control of a situation and order her own food. How cool is that? Of course, that's what we do in Dale Carnegie. We build people's confidence to be able to face any challenge they're doing. And one of the things I love to do is I would love working with teenagers because teenagers are so real. Oftentimes, there's a couple brick walls that you get through, and then you get to the real stuff with a teenager. There's not much of mixing around the words. They want to get to the action, which is really cool. And they want to take control of their life. They just don't know how. They don't know how to do it. And a lot of times it comes down to, as I shared with you before on this show, it comes down to two things: either confidence, not having the confidence to do something, or not knowing the know-how of knowing how to do it. And you can boil any situation down to do those two things: confidence or how. Is it a question of confidence, or is it a question they don't know how to do it? If you boil it down to those two things, you can pretty much do that with any topic. But if you're a parent, or if you're a boss and you're dealing with younger employees, here's something you need to be aware of. Prior to the pandemic hitting the world, there was something called atikiphobia. I'm going to get it out there for you. Atikiphobia. Yes, that is the fear of failure. And the fear of failure prior to the pandemic, just to let you know how real it was in the world for our young people, there was a survey done by Youth Time out there that said that 1/3 of youth are afflicted with atikiphobia, which is the fear of failure. Now, that seems mind-boggling. 1 out of 3 young people are scared of failure. But you may be saying, well, no, that's not that crazy, Phil, because I have a fear of failure. And maybe you do. And maybe there are a lot of people out there that do. And, of course, you want to help somebody, maybe somebody on your team, a friend, or a young person, be able to step up to the challenges that are challenging them, that they're questioning themselves and having the confidence to do it. Now, the challenge is that they have to have the confidence to ask questions. And a lot of times what happens is growing up, you ask a question, somebody might shut you down. They don't give you an answer, or they shut you off, or tell you to be quiet. I haven't given you a chance to talk yet. And so a lot of people shut down. But the reality is that they need to build their confidence up so they have enough confidence to ask questions. And Dale Carnegie said, ask questions instead of giving direct orders. And in any situation, you've got to think about, are you asking the questions? Are you asking what's going on? Do you understand the situation? Because if you don't understand it, you probably are going to have some level of apprehension toward that situation because you don't understand it. Now, it might not be full-on atikiphobia, and you may not have a fear of failure, but you may have a feeling that this isn't going to work out well unless I understand these things. So you got to be able to ask the questions. And so a lot of times you're dealing with people that don't have the confidence to ask the questions. And if they ever want to find happiness, they're going to have to learn how to be assertive enough to ask questions, to have a confident belief in themselves. So they said the only stupid question is the question that is never asked. That was from Raymond Batista. And what an interesting quote that is, because I always live by this quote. My dad always said, if you don't ask, you don't get. So we've got to be able to ask questions in order to get understanding. And that understanding will give us confidence to move forward. So if you're dealing with a young person, a younger person on your team who's struggling with having the confidence to ask questions, a simple place to start is ask that person, when was a great moment in your life? And ask them why. And have them share why that was a great moment. And ask them what happened in that moment. And why was that meaningful? in that situation. And they'll share that with you. So it's a starting point. And then what if you could have more moments like that in your life? Would you want them? Why would you want them? And what do you need to know? Why do you need to know it? And how will you get that? And ultimately, what questions will you ask in order to overcome any fear or apprehension you have in your life? So my challenge to you, go out there, ask questions, have the confidence to do so, and you'll go as far as you want to go in this world. Now go make it happen.